Yo guys, what is good? Ase once again with another Exos Heroes video. Today we're actually testing out FC Otard. Better said, I've already done that and we're running through a video. Let's get into it. So here you can see I've constructed a team which I think is good, and this is only Zes level, like nothing special. I just came home, do my 5 battles. And yeah, I wanted to check out how much damage can this stuff actually deal. So I brought FC Iris for the 2 mana gain. I brought Garf for the permanent 1 mana, so that my Tantaloo, who is at 39 speedish, something around that, can actually land his full provoke. Now, I don't exactly know what's going on, if this is not working as expected or if there's something weird going on. So the rest of the team is all faster than Tantaloo. I wanted Tantaloo to be the slowest hero that I can possibly have, so that maybe only 1 or 2 heroes go in between. So here you can see 2 turns down, and the break will actually deal double damage, so ignore that. The actual damage on a crit that we deal is 26,000. Okay. You might think, oh yeah, that's kind of weird, because like I've seen batteries hit for 30,000, and yes, same with me. I was kind of surprised, so I'm testing it again. And provoke is definitely marked as a status effect. So I'm testing it again, same team. And let's quickly speed this up, but we don't have to watch the entire thing going through. Okay, there's my Tantaloo dealing stun. He gets a bunch of revenges. And now we can see this. Everybody is provoked. And boom, 25, 26k throughout the border. I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem like that much. And I was wondering why, because on a crit, this should hit for a lot more, in my opinion. Like probably closer to 40k. So here we actually faced a team that just beat me up, but it doesn't take away from the point that something is off. A little bit, at least. So here I wanted to see what happens if we cannot land the stun. So I prayed for the stun not to land, and it didn't on none of the units. Great. So nothing here landed, as you can see, and we got blocked, which is kind of shitty because it's hard to see what kind of damage you can deal. But you could see on a non-crit, my Annie dealt 14k. So on a crit, she would have dealt probably 30 or something. So here we fight against another team, and just speed this up, gain our mana. It's the same procedure all around. And with Tantaloo now being stunned, this shows a good example of what can go wrong if just one unit is weird. Did you see that? I had no stuns, no provokes, no nothing. 29k. And this made me question, like, is this even working? Because that is her usual damage on a crit. So I was like, okay, let's test it with freeze. Because something is off. I was sure that I get either the freeze or the modification off. And both of those are marked as status modifiers. So it's the same team as before. And there we go. Come on. We just hit on whatever target to not trigger too much dragon blood. Okay, freeze. We get 4 targets. The game stuttered actually quite a bit, so this is a new patch thing. I don't know what's going on. So here, modification, 3 turns. There is the freeze on them, so both of them are on there. And this is running at 1 speed. So 37,000. This is what I'm expecting. So provoke doesn't seem to do jack. Which is one of the safest ways to actually get through this. So let's go back to the actual game. So this is kind of an oddity to me. Because clearly it said... Sorry, not this one. The game is chugging today and I don't know why. Battle guy. Freeze, stun, confuse, paralyze, shock. These are all these modifications. These work. Seem to be fine. Provoke does not work. Now, I want to try out if it works with silence or sleep, blind. It should work, right? So, in order for completion, let's take her into some areas where we know we can hit people. And we're back in business. So let's speed this up by quite a bunch. That we get through this relatively quickly. Okay, we're doing all our different stuff. And we only want to see Otard's damage, right? Actually, let me just skip through it frame by frame. Okay, so... yeah, I'm hovering over the ability or over something. Alright, there's where I explain the silence. And with 10 mana, going in for... There you see 21k. So we have it. We have the silence on the middle guy and the blind on the right guy. So once again. So we're only interested in their damage. So we have 23k on the right guy. 3.5 on the front guy. 3.9 on another guy. Which one is it? Okay, so yes, my mouse cursor is. Because of how damage in this game works, we can pretty much see exactly what happens. So we got a crit here on the middle guy, this tanky guy. So he has more defense, that's why the damage is lower. The 3.9k is a block from the utmost left guy. The 3.5 is from front right guy. And then the 23k are both from the side guys. This guy didn't have a status effect. This guy did. And you can see from the damage, like, this is just defense scaling. We got 0 bonus out of the status effect for silence or blind. Didn't do anything. Okay. Now we're doing this again with at the provoke test. That is without anything. Okay, so we're still on 10 mana, and boom, same damage. Crit on the front guys, they're nothing, and regular hit. It's exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Which is kind of annoying, right? So now we're testing out with the provoke. And technically, if they have nothing and we deal 23k, we should deal double the damage, which is like close to 50k. And this is a provoke. And what is the damage here? Go quicker. Bit. Yeah. So with the full provoke, also nothing. So these are not counted as status modifications. So we're doing one small test once more, and this will actually be with Bathory and Dagus to get the freeze off. I hope we have enough, so I probably need to bring... I want to have the guaranteed crit chance and stuff, so we don't waste a bunch of time. Okay, so this is with the freeze, and then afterwards we're just going into the next stage and using Bathory's S2 to just compare what she does with comparably similar gear. I will show you the gear afterwards. And with technically lower multipliers, right? So we're attacking this guy again. In case you wonder why the auto attack dealt less damage, the auto attacks are actually on a range, while S2 and S1s are not. Oh, Dagus got good mana. Nice. So we will have a freeze going on. We will just do this. Okay. So all of them have freeze and the modification. Maybe there's some double damage. And nothing. Again, it didn't deal more damage. So, what is this? It doesn't do anything. Is this another bug where, sorry, we forgot to enable it? Because it clearly states that it's there, right? I'm not imagining things. So now we're going in with Bathory, and let's see if she crits. She didn't crit, but 19k without a crit, and we can just test her as well, because similar modifiers. Like 13k without a crit. So with a crit, that's basically double damage. 19k, so it would be... Let me actually check, because I think my battery has close to 200% crit damage. And that should basically be 40,000 plus all the mana that my people had. Okay, so battery actually fairly low. Why so low? Didn't get a lot of crit here. Anyway, so these are battery stats, like 2.6 to close to 2.7k attack, this much, 20k on a non-crit. So on a crit, it's basically 38,000 ish. That's the figure. And then my Otard with 2,500 and 187 crit dealt what, 21,000 on a crit, which is 12,000 normally. Like this is just 200 damage, like 150. This should not be like that. Haha, great luck stat. When the skill hits, it should do that. So let me be frank. She would have dealt 20,000 on a crit with 2,000 damage and 180. So for anybody who would like to say like, oh yeah, she just has low like base damage, this is not how this game works. This game works 1-to-1 attack damage to crit damage and whatever the multiplier is. If two units have the same multiplier and the same stats, they will deal the same damage. Period. And this does not deal more damage on none of the status effects. I have no idea how I hit with 39,000 or 37,000 in the PvP battle. But this should not be that weird. Anyway, I'm ending the video with this. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have tested this and if you have a similar experience. For me, this doesn't work and I'm utterly disappointed. It doesn't matter if it's enabled, if it's not enabled. It doesn't work how it would say it would work. There might be a different way where a certain status effect, or where it has to be one status effect, or whatever reason there might be. It doesn't work. And I cannot make use of this. This is worthless. This is another mess up on an FC banner. It's the second time in a row. Like first we get the Lepin like summoning buff and now we get this. This is not as bad, but this is luring people in with false promises. Yes, they can enable the ability and blah blah blah, but as it stands right now, this is worthless. Anyway, thank you so much for joining in, and if you like my content, consider subscribing, like the channel. I'm doing a bunch of videos a week. I have tons of content, check it out, and yeah, leave a comment, leave any suggestions that you might have what I should do next, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the grind.